Hi, I'm Bill Holliday,
And I'm Alex Sanchez.
and we are AIO Financial, and we're going to talk about assisted living facilities in Mexico for expats.
Yeah, really good topic. Now that thinking about it, it's something that usually costs a lot of money in, well, a lot of different countries, especially those countries that have a high fantasy, at least for healthcare and all of that. Assisted living can be quite expensive as well.
Yeah, I mean, we deal with a lot of clients who are older, and we've seen the costs of people going to facilities. And I mean, a lot of people try not to go to facilities,
Yeah.
but if you don't have a lot of support, if you have kids working, I mean, if you live a long time, eventually you're going to need some help. So a lot of people do end up using some kind of support towards the end of their lives. And costs in the US and Canada, they're just service costs in general are expensive. And then, healthcare is a lot, but these aren't even healthcare professionals. They're just taking care, cleaning and helping transport and washing and just doing basic services. But here in Tucson, they cost about, $5,000 a month is pretty typical for basic care. If you're in a big city, New York or California, one of the cities there, you could definitely be higher.
Yeah, way a lot higher. Even the cost of living, the difference between Arizona and California and New York, it's way different. I believe that the cost of assisted living facilities can even double from on the place that you're living right now.
Well, and it depends on the level of care, but you're right. I mean, in LA or San Francisco, just getting the real estate to put people is super expensive, and trying to pay workers there is more expensive, and taxes, and it does go up there. But we have, even here, if you're on they call them a memory unit, where you need 24-hour care or you need just supervision all the time because you have dementia or some issue, that can be $8,000 to $10,000 a month here, and again, in a more expensive location, even more.
Yeah, like in all the assisted living facilities, at least most of them, at least when you are going to go there, they usually offer you like a level of care or when the actually you need, like depending on if you are sick or you have a chronic disease or some special need, you might need a higher level of need, like care, that will actually sum up a really big amount in the end. If you are healthy and you don't have anything besides, you might need help just walking or just with remembering to take your meds, that's fine. But if you actually need constant help, especially patients that suffer from like Alzheimer or stuff like that, dementia, they can really become like a real expense to them.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, right now, my mother has a little bit of dementia. Well, she's just getting older, and we help a bit, cook some meals and help drive her. But boy, if we had to do a lot more, I mean, I have 2 kids and work, it could be hard. I mean, it also, we had my grandmother lived with my mother here, and it was pretty boring for her. I mean, I think she did better at a facility because she was just sitting isolated, and you go in and talk to her now and again. But at a community, she had a lot of interaction. They had physical therapists come in, they had food at a table with other people, they had constant things going on. She could relax, or she slept quite a bit, but I don't think it's a step down in quality of life. And you could get resentful as a kid because you're taking care of it's affecting your life.
Yeah, like you said, it kind of depends a lot on how you take it, and like it depends as well on if you're more like a social person or not. Because there's a lot of people that are really used to going out and talk to people, and definitely I think that what you're saying is true. I mean, if you have to stay with your family and just being over there with no one to talk to, especially like you said, you have work, you have to take care of your kids as well. It it's not actually that you don't want to take care of your family, but you also have another obligations.
Yeah.
So you're not always there to talk to them. So they might feel alone. They might feel like there's actually no one around. So they might get bored. And as a lot of people said, at least when you are presenting mental issues or that you are out of your usual state of mind, like when you stay alone a lot of time, it actually affects you in a negative way. So I think that it's also better on that way, that you at least surround yourself by other people, especially with people that have something in common with you. I mean, if you are on an assisted living facility, you can be around people that have your age, or you have more common ground with them. So
yeah, and even the support staff, there's different people coming in, so you have new faces, new people to talk to. They even had, where my grandmother was, they had animals, and that was just nice. She had pets, or a turtle, or there were different cat. I think they had a couple animals. But I was gonna say too, my father-in-law is in Mexico, and I know we pay for a nurse to go visit them and spend time with them every day. And I know Lupita, my wife, feels really guilty about it. I think there's some guilt, like you want to take care of your family, but again, it might be even a better situation if they have more attention, because you only have so much time and energy.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm kind of in the same situation. Like, I'm currently living 3 or 4 blocks away from my mom's place, and she's living by herself now. I usually just, maybe I just make a quick trip to her house and help her out with something, or run some errands for her.
Whoa, you went quiet. Your microphone died.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah. So my mom will never consider going to an assisted living facility, and I mean that's fine as well. But like, there might be sometimes it actually happened where she needs my help, and I'm currently busy with work, or I'm in a meeting and I cannot go over there. That's the type of situations that people could avoid. Not because like of personal interest, it's more that maybe they have a medical emergency, or they really need some help, or they have an accident, and if you're not currently in there to help, or you're out of reach, well, that there won't be someone to help them. That's the reason.
So in your mom's situation, it might be similar to my father-in-law, that maybe you'd get some help to go into her house or be available if they needed help, which at least she'd be in her same house, which could be comforting, but it can be isolating. Well, let's talk about going into Mexico and seeking support. So there's a bunch of different options. I mean, you could rent a home in Mexico, or a condo or apartment, or you could buy a home and get support to come to your home. Or there are facilities, and most of the facilities geared up for expats, or geared up for US, Canadian people, are along the border or in the expat communities. So I'm going to share my screen and we can take a look at some of those communities.
Sure.
I mean, they're pretty nice areas. It's these, places where people like to be.
Yeah, actually, like most of the places in the north I'm familiar with, and I visit a few from the south. But yeah, they are mostly located on touristic areas or in big cities. To be honest, like the good things about, like you said, assisted living is practically new here in Mexico. But the good thing about it is that even if it's kind of new, it kind of evolved to be able to take care of people that came from different countries. People from the US and people from Canada are like coming each year to visit the facilities and to know if they're a good option. That's the reason why assisted living facilities here in Mexico had to ramp up their standards to meet like a good quality place. They have everything to be able to take care of whatever need people have. And the good thing about that is that even the most expensive places like the capital, Mexico City, or big places like Guadalajara, even those are, so to say, half or one third of the price of the like of the average facility in the US.
Yeah, costs are significantly less just because labor costs are lower.
Yeah.
On the border, you have Tijuana and then Ensenada or locations up north. There's not a ton, Nogales, there's not a ton that cater to Americans in this area. San Carlos has a couple, Puerto Penasco, not a lot. Juarez, though, I mean, Juarez and Tijuana, they have such big populations right across the border that there are a lot of facilities. And with most of these that cater to expats, you'll have a mixed population. You'll have some of them that are mostly expats, but with some Mexican nationals, some 50-50, and some have more Mexican nationals. But the staff generally at the facilities that are catering to Americans and Canadians, those staff that are completely bilingual, and then a lot of staff that maybe they'll understand English and not speak perfectly, but be able to communicate. So you'll have a range of staff, not that everyone's going to be perfectly bilingual, but you'd definitely be able to get your needs met. And then some of the big expat communities where there's a lot of Americans already, you've got your Baja California. The biggest expat communities are around Lake Chapala and San Miguel de Allende. There's real large populations of Americans and Canadians. You have Ajijic here near Guadalajara, and it's I mean, I think this is a great location because it's right near Guadalajara is a big international airport, big city with hospitals and great quality of care. And then just a half an hour away, you have a nice lake and these nice cities, Chapala and Ajijic, and a lot of English speaking people and care. The weather's great. They have a higher elevation than, a pretty high elevation, kind of a mile high-ish.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful year round. And nice escapes, for visitors or people that are visiting if your loved ones are in this area. Lots of nice things to do in the area. Of course, Mexico City is enormous and has lots of facilities. And near Mexico City, there are some beach communities, starting with Penasco down, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, Acapulco. They have big expat communities and support. They get hot in the summer.
Yes, they're super hot in the summers. The whole coastline at the west is extremely hot during summers, but if you go to places like Merida, Cancun, Tulum, you can have like good weather. Even in the summer, it's not that hot. So if you come from a place like Arizona and you go to Cancun in the summer, you won't feel that like it's super hot. Those are kind of places that where if you go there, you will have a nice weather the whole year around. Also, like you said, there are places like Guadalajara that have a bunch of communities in the cities around, and the good thing is that they have also a really neutral weather. And since they are, like you said, Guadalajara has it's one of the few cities that has an airport big enough that they have direct flights to almost everywhere in the country, also international flights. So you won't even need to worry if you want to travel. If you need like a specific care, they will definitely have it over there. Mexico City has that same treatment. The only treatment is that if you hate traffic, don't go to Mexico City. but
I think it's kind of two questions. Like the loved one that needs support, mostly they're going to be at the facility.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's a consideration for those who want to visit. If you're able to live in another community, maybe work remotely, spend time with the person the loved one who needs more support, some locations might make more sense than others. If you're living maybe in the US or Canada and your loved one, a parent or someone is in a facility in Mexico, then the international airports make a lot more sense where you can get a reasonable cost flight. Mexico City could make a lot of sense. I mean, Mexico City, there's so much to do and so many cool escapes. It would be fun to visit and lots to do. I think like you're saying too, I mean, the beaches, these are wonderful expat communities where a lot of people just come down in the winter and then leave in the summertime.
Yeah.
But, a loved one in a facility might be just fine. Beautiful views. It's hot, but a lot of times you're indoors in air conditioning.
Yeah.
And it would be fun to visit some of these beach locations.
Definitely. Like, do you have information about the pricings of the facilities though?
Yeah, let's go through some of that. So we did visit some and just did a survey of pricing. Again, like you said, Alex, it's about a third the cost. So generally we're seeing about $1,500 a month. For basic services. If you need memory care, full-time 24-hour care, it could be $2,000, $2,500, could be $3,000 a month. If you're a couple, then it's not double the price. It's an additional add-on. So a lot of times it's $1,500 per person, $2,000 for a couple. There are options for housing. You can get your own private room. You can get a shared room. And then there's, as in the US, there's levels of care. So you can get an independent casita. You can be in a complex. I've seen a lot of facilities that are private. It's just a person owns a large house and they've renovated it to accommodate 8 people or some number of people. Generally, we see, quality level of care. There's less patients or less clients per healthcare worker than in the U.S. So more service staff per person, and they'll prepare food, clean, provide be a companion, just a lot of support that's available.
That's really good thing.
People could even on their Social Security be able to cover their needs, which really in the US it's not an option.
No, definitely, because the income that you get from Social Security will definitely be enough to cover a basic care on an assisted living facility.
Yeah, I mean, depending on where your Social Security is, it would cover. I mean, for most people, it would cover it in Mexico.
On average, it will definitely cover it. But we will update all of the info that we have to our blog. Like if you are currently reading this, feel free to scroll down. We will have everything detailed over there, so you can take a good peek about it. And if you have any questions about a recommendation on an assisted living facility, you can ask us or message us. We will definitely be happy to help.
Yeah, again, we're AIO Financial, fee only financial advisors. We do work with a lot of expats. Let us know if you have any questions or any comments. Thanks a lot.
Bye.